about a very sad subject, the Trail of Tears.
Today marks the anniversary of this event and is definitely a tragic moment in our history.
In 1830, we forced Native Americans to leave their homes and live in the middle of nowhere, from the southeast to the other side of the Mississippi River.
Our army forced natives to walk 1,200 miles on foot because we deserved the land that they were living on. And a quote from Andrew Jackson on this subject is, "Enable those states to advance rapidly in population, wealth, and power." A moment of silence.
Breaking news! James K. Polk just confirmed that we are going into war against Mexico. Let's check in with Morgan, who's with the President of the United States as we speak.
Thanks, Paige. I'm here with the President discussing the Mexican War. Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
What are your thoughts about the war?
I told Congress. A cup of forbiddance has been exhausted even before Mexico passed the boundary of the United States, invaded our territory, and shed American blood on American soil.
Do you think it'll be dangerous for the people who are moving west?
It might be for those who are traveling in the Texas area. I advise Americans to consider different routes when traveling.
What are your thoughts about manifest destiny?
I believe we, the United States, have a manifest destiny to spread and expand southwest, which includes Texas, Oregon, New Mexico, and California. Even though this may have caused the war, I believe it was our country's duty to do so.
All right, thanks, Mr. President. Okay, back with Paige.
Gracias, Morgan.
Today I will speak with Florida, aka Florida, about the recent events involving Florida becoming a U.S. territory. How are you today, Florida?
Warm and breezy.
That's great. So you were recently bought for $5 million from Spain. Can you elaborate what all went down?
Well, the reason I was purchased was to keep peace between America and the Indians because they ain't getting along. And Spain didn't want to get involved with this, so they sold me. On February 22nd, 1819, the Treaty of Acquisition was signed, and I became a U.S. territory.
Well, that's great. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks, Florida, and congrats on being a U.S. territory.
Are you tired of your slaves whining and complaining about picking the cotton?
My hands hurt, and it's taking forever to get this cotton.
Wake up! It's 1794! Go out and buy the cotton gin!
Woo!
It's so easy!
The cotton gin is very important to our economy. Please buy it. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, or an old white man.
Alright, so Congress and Henry Clay just passed the Missouri Compromise. Missouri wanted to become a slave state, but then that would have caused an uneven amount of slave and free states. So, they settled this by creating the state of Maine out of Missouri.
They did this to keep peace, and with the Missouri Compromise of 1820, Missouri got what they wanted and a new state was born. An amendment was also passed due to the compromise that drew an imaginary line across the Louisiana Territory, establishing a boundary between free and slave regions.
Boom!
Yeah! Eon, bye-bye!